Learning. The topic is farming, and this is video 3. We're going to read the story and the vocabulary, and the argument to be looked at is who controls the program to fix the large machines farmers use for such a short time every year. Let's look at it together. In this section, reading followed by critical thinking will develop quicker outlines and build vocabulary. So reading is important because it gives you information, but you need to read with a purpose. Many students, they get stuck on vocabulary. And vocabulary ideas will be given. They are at the end of the story, and definitions are there, but you should try to make definitions by yourself. Because when you are preparing, you're going to be listening, you're going to hear new vocabulary, and you need to write kind of what does it mean? Write your own definition. There's no time for the dictionary. You need information quickly, which is crucial. Deciding which words have value and which create conflict is also very important, and develop stronger English comprehension to be used in the debate. Many times you're going to hear words and you want to learn those words and you write them down, but you don't need to learn them because they're not connected to your argument, they're not connected to your statement, they're not connected to what you want to speak about. They are good words, they are new words, and you want to not focus on them at this point. Focus on them later when you have time. Read the story. It's rewritten, so there's no copyright issues, and the URL is there for your going back and seeing the whole story the way it was originally written. Maybe there's more vocabulary there that you want to put in your argument, or maybe there's so many maybes. Create an outline of the story. When you read something and you are looking, especially a short one like a newspaper story, this is an interview, long outlines of a story, they're a little bit tedious, but they give you all that recall information when you want to go back. When you go back, you look at the outline. Don't read the whole story. Look at the outline. Words will follow the story. They should be used in your outline. So there are many words here, but only a few will be used in your outline. Only a few will be used in your argument. Choose those words carefully and highlight them so you can put them in your outline, and we're going to encourage you to do that. They're good to fall back on when making your point. Using vocabulary to make your point, if you have some backup vocabulary, that makes your argument stronger. And that's called the fallback. When you want to try to change something, you can fall back on, you can go back and find something quickly and easily. So here's the story. The URL is there. You can click anytime, and also there is, I think on the website, there is the audio, downloadable audio MP3 story, the interview, and it's from NPR. So you can download it directly from this link, or you can go to the website and listen to the story. It's an interview, and I have made it into a story. Title: Standoff between farmers and tractor makers intensifies over repair issues. Let's read it together. Purchasing equipment worth many thousands of dollars is normal in farming. It is quite normal for companies to have a service agreement for such large purchases. Time is money, and downtime can be a profit breaker. Farmers are in a standoff with equipment companies about their service contracts. On the one hand, the farmer needs the equipment, while the service center may not be able to handle the repair promptly. John Deere, an equipment brand, has been in a bruising battle for some time. John Deere has been the clear favorite for generations. With international brands entering the market, the relationship has been fraying. Most farmers are not interested in politics, but when they are hustling to bale in hay, it is a must. When the sun is out, the hay dries fast, and when baled, it is secured to outside moisture. Breakdowns are inevitable and service crucial to a season's success. Troubleshooting is not difficult, but requires a special program. It is this program that farmers are wanting to access to. To fix the machine without a dealer mechanic, the warranty is not enforced. This means the investment is not secure. At the same time, the farmer needs to keep the machine working to get their hay crops and others into storage. Schweitzer, a farmer with a breakdown, wound up sending the machine to the dealer. The dealer took an extended period of time to repair it. The cost was $5,000, a fix that would be much less if he could have done it himself. It is as if the dealer holds you hostage. The manufacturer can set the price for the fix by keeping control of the program. It is the dealer's schedule and per hour rates that limit the repair time. Simple repairs are off limits. This has intensified the standoff between the two parties. There is a public contact available to reach out to, but it seems like they are not interested in filling the gap between the two parties. Other manufacturers also did not comment on this matter. They have fought for control through right to repair bills. These bills are moved forward through support for political appointments like senators or governors. The argument to keep control is based on the fear of illegal tampering. This creates a slippery slope to safety and environmental issues. Through changes in political appointments, farmers are winning the fight to fix their equipment without warranty issues. As investors in large machines, there is no valid reason to fear they would not care for it. Some are hacking into a program to enable their own fixes, which are faster and much less expensive. The final option is to buy vintage machines. They are not as efficient, but they are easier to fix. Finding parts can be a challenge, depending on the age, but downtime less. Therefore, the crop gets in on time. Weighing profits versus investment vintage may be the way to go. Vocabulary is where many students struggle to grasp the story. New vocabulary, students stop and look in the dictionary, and then the story becomes boring and not interesting. They are seen as an inhibitor, a blocker, rather than a building block, a block to interest, a block to all kinds of things. In the following exercises, there are two ideas to focus on. The first is the link the words have in the story. Why were those words chosen, and how do they help you understand the story? That's a really good discussion point. The second is an expansion to different words and how a change would affect the understanding of the story. How would changing words affect the story? So building vocabulary, expanding vocabulary into synonyms or antonyms would add to the story, but sometimes change the meaning. As a prelude, as the beginning to the discussion, it is key to make groups engaging with the story on these two levels. This connection will strengthen the arguments you make and build a foundation on which to build your arguments. Here are the vocabulary highlighted in the book. The numbers represent the paragraph, so it's easy to find where they are. Standoff is when two parties cannot agree on to something. They're not fighting, they're just not agreeing to anything. A bruising battle. Battle, to fight, and bruising means damage but not severely. Clear favorite, when one person or something is really ahead compared to others as far as opinion. Fraying, opposite of clean cut. Hustling, to move quickly from one task to another. Bale, this is a select object bound together. Hay crops, hay is one crop and there are more than just one kind of hay. Wound up, this is the past tense of wind. In the final destination. Wound up in is a collocation and you can use it easily. Wound up is not just wind. It is wound up in means the final destination. Hold you hostage. It is an inferred feeling because of a lack of service. Off limits. This is a no touch or no don't do zone. Reach out to is not to physically reach like reaching out, but communicate with. Right to repair bills. This is, right to repair is a political term. Okay? Not a contract. Tampering. This is to try a do-it-yourself fix. Hacking. This is to break into a computer program without authority. Vintage means very old something. Ideas have been generated and strong links to the story made if you've had that discussion. And as you outline the following to revisit the discoveries you have made. Outlining is just going back and visiting, looking at the information you already have and making it more precise so that it's easy to find. So, what do I know about this topic? We asked that before and maybe you said nothing. List 4 different things that you found about business and farming. When you come to class, have these 4. Ask your teammates and see how many more. You should get 20. 4 times 5 or 16 if you have 4 or 4 times whatever number is in your team or class. Use them to make your outline. Look at your answers under discussion and fill it out to reflect the new ideas. So now you're going to have this discussion, you have these ideas, you write 5 more that you find. These are the beginning ideas. If you do note-taking, keep on adding notes. These are just 5. If you have 20, that's great. But note-taking is important because from these ideas will come more ideas for your statement. You want to get as much information as possible, so then you want to bring it down to the statement. What do you want to talk about? What is your argument? This week you have read the story and reviewed vocabulary. Write different definitions if you can. It will help you remember. Always write ideas that match your understanding. Don't just accept what's there. Challenge. You have expanded ideas to reflect what you read. Continue to expand your ideas. The more information, the better and easier to find your support material and later to create your statement. Let's make that outline.